So you got your hands on the new SH31 two-stroke engine, and you want to put it in something. Now, I mounted this thing up on off the buggy just to get it running, but there was no way physically it was going to fit. So what I really wanted to do is I wanted to put this thing in the Savage, but the problem is its crank is literally, so you're a good match right there as far as your threads and where your bearings ride, but you got an extra 8mm right here that you don't have on a standard big block. So there has to be a way, correct? And even then, so 8mm, here's a Savage motor mount. So even if you manage to get this thing 8mm back, well, you're into the motor mount bracing. And these two brackets here and these two screws up front that bolt into the transmission are the only thing holding this engine in. That being said, my new Savage SBK Set Builders Kit, Do It For Dale Edition, well, I'm sorry, sir, you're going to have to go back on the shelf for the rest of the day. And I was going to do something with this Truggy, but you know, me and this Truggy, man, we go back a long way. We got a special relationship, so I'm not going to modify him whatsoever. And if you watch my last video, you know that I've already proven that this engine will run just as good on Nitro as it will on two-stroke. So that being said, that leads us to Miami Poodle with a Mohawk. Now, Poodle with a Mohawk was a Markham Park swap meet find, and this was actually the same guy I got Freevo Revo from. I think I paid $100 for this thing, and I can't remember what engine was in there, but it was clapped out. So I went and put in a Habeo Max Start 30 bump start motor. This thing runs pretty good, but I'm looking at this chassis, and it looks like if I just kind of move that motor mount back a little bit and maybe extend that pipe hanger, then we are in business. So check this out. Now that I got that flywheel tight, here's looks like, I don't know, a 16, 17 tooth clutch bell, and she's right on there, and looks like she might take probably no shims. But the problem I'm having, not really a problem, because I just kind of pulled this one off the shelf. This dog is monkey metal. It does not stand a chance against that Losi hardened steel spur gear. But hear me out, guys. We might be okay on this. We might be okay. I just got to go through a few of these things. So I went in and clustered up with a set of composite shoes with some 1mm springs kind of in the middle. I found this 16 tooth bell, which is steel, and look at that, guys. I did shim up the clutch shoes with a little, I think it's a 0.3mm, just to get them up to a little bit better engagement. But my dudes, it's going to take a 0.02 millimeter shim. I don't know if you can see that because she's kind of hiding, but let me get this thing ready to go. You gotta admit, guys, that ain't nothing but pretty. Now, I do have a little bit of drag when I spaced out the clutch shoes, but I think that should wear out pretty good on those composite shoes. So let's go into the next step, which is tearing the Habeo 30 out of there. Alright, so my 16 tooth clutch bell did not work, so I wound up going with a 20. The reason why it didn't work is you got a 42mm flywheel, and you have a center div bracket and brake stick in there, and I had to get this motor away from that to clear it. So I got about maybe a millimeter. And if you're wondering where to drill the holes for these mounts, I wanted to go with these on-road 8 scale mounts because they cleared everything. Get yourself some double sticky tape. I'm using VHB, and you get everything lined up best you can. Then just press down as hard as you can with only peeling to one side. It'll leave an impression in your tape. Then you can drill your holes, and you'll be pretty close. Hey now, you're a rock star. Check it out, guys. So engine's in. The Gem and J3P fit perfectly. We may or may not have the screw holding the clutch bell on almost touching the fuel tank, but I'm okay with that. The important thing is we have this thing installed in a rig that we could actually play with. By play with, well, it's actually pouring outside, but at least we can get this thing fired up in the stand. Now, I did dump the tank. I put some two-stroke in it because I'm going to run it as it was sold. But let me get you guys up on a tripod. You guys see what this thing sounds like. So with any luck, guys, this thing's going to do some nice Losi things. This thing's got some strong servos in it for a $100 rig. But of course, that high-tech throttle servo is, which are the high-tech steering servo, is making all kinds of noise. Give her a little bit of prime. Ooh, that tastes bad. Let me give her a little bit of throttle trim. I could go the other way. That should work. More prime. Trying. More prime. Yes, I do not have a tickle bottle full of 2-stroke, only nitro, which I probably could use that too. Alright, we're stalling. The tank is fairly full, sealed. Let's prime it one more time. It ran into the chassis. Guys, that is just a little bit too much fuel. I'm not going to go too far. This needle actually sticks out of the hole, and 2 turns in, it's buried. What do you guys think? Hopefully tomorrow it ain't gonna be raining. We can get this thing outside. I'll tell you what, these dual fuels, these new 31s, they're pretty freaking awesome. Very freaking awesome, but the only problem with them is they expensive. They're almost 300 bucks. Now this SH28, which is going to be your go-to Savage engine right now, these and the Hobeo 28s, 30s, and 32s, those are nice engines, but they're cheap. They're about 150 bucks. But this one will run on 2-stroke and it will run on nitro, and all you're doing is moving the needles. So the only thing super cool about this motor is that it's super new. Super new is always super cool. But would I recommend this thing? Hell yeah, if you want to try something new. Well, listen, guys, I got to get back to work. Got to go dodge the raindrops. I'll see you guys on the next one.